Kristal, you're muted. I was letting you know I'm about to mute. Sorry.
That's funny.
Now
I'm
I'll
like,
hand it back.
yeah, I was like, before I go, let's let Andrea do what Andrea does so great. I know she has some things to share with everybody. So Andrea, take it away.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Yes, well, I'm glad we cleared that up. So guys, super excited to be on here real quick with you tonight. And I'm just going to share a little bit about the calendar of events. So I think you might have to be living under a rock to not know that we have a ton of different things coming up, like really, really soon. So the first one is the 7-day or the GoPro 7-day recruiting challenge. If you haven't heard of it, well, I don't know how that's possible, but if you are on the fence, like you haven't quite got yourself registered yet, or maybe you started to, but Betty got confused and you didn't make it all the way through the bot, or whatever reason you haven't quite made it all the way through, I highly recommend that you go take the time to do that tonight. And I'm going to show you guys a little screen that I had to fix because I did it wrong. So we all make mistakes. I'm going to show you a little screen on how to do this. So you're going to go to Team Undeniable on Facebook. You just search for it. It's a page. So it's just like searching for a person. If you find a group and you go to click join, that's the wrong place. Okay. You want to go to Team Undeniable page, and I want you to like it. So that's the first thing to do. Click the little like button so that we can notify you of things in the future. And then the second thing you need to do is go click on send message. The instructions are on here, so go ahead and take a screenshot. Like the page, click send message, and then type all in. And this is where Betty, she is so fantastic. I love Betty, but she gets a little confused. Okay. So if you put punctuation in there or an emoji, or if you make it one word, or you say in all, I've seen all kinds of things. She's just going to ignore you. She's just going to sit there and think, oh, you must be talking to somebody else. So just make sure you type all in with the space, and then it's going to actually take you to Eric Worre's website, and you can go get registered there, but you'll be in our special room. And then you can come back to the page and type registered, and that will take you on to the next step in the bot. So that's the first thing. But why do you want to be involved in that? Well, Eric Worre's challenge, or goal, not challenge, his goal for all of us is to help us enroll 5 people in that week. And I don't know about your business, but I'll tell you, in mine, 5 people in 1 week would make a really big difference. That would sure give me a lot to be thankful for on Thanksgiving, and it would set us up for a really great Christmas and New Year. So I highly recommend that. Now, if you were getting ready to launch something brand new, start a big challenge, run a marathon, I don't know, something, you would prepare for it, right? And this challenge is a big one, right? It's something that could absolutely change our businesses. So I highly recommend that you prepare for it as well. And Coach put together a Zoom for us that is actually on his YouTube channel. So if you go to Brent Palmer on YouTube, look for the one where he's in a sports coat. It'll be on there, or you can find it in RX Nation. If you guys aren't in RX Nation, we'll go join it. We'll add you to that group. But it's pinned to the top of the page, that training. It's about 45 minutes long, and it's giving us all the steps that we need to do to prepare this week so we can take full advantage of that training starting next week. So super excited for that. And then the next thing that we have coming up possibly could involve some travel for you. So I know not everybody can travel right now, but if you can, join us in Destin. So oops, let me stop this share. I'm going to share Destin with you now. Sorry. I'm staring at it on my screen, so I thought you guys were too. So Destin is going to be our next big event. So that is our leadership training. It's taking place on the 20th and the 21st. So many people are coming that we actually outgrew the first convention room center, I don't know what you call that, and had to move hotels. But don't worry, it's right next door. So if you already have your room at one hotel, they share a courtyard, so you can just walk on over. But I've had the privilege of being a part of some of the conversations that Coach Rowland, Coach Palmer have had about this event, and I'll tell you, I'm fired up. I cannot wait. I'm flying across the country for it. I'm hoping that Florida has warm weather. I don't want this cold weather that Kristal was just talking about. I want it to be nice and warm, and no hurricanes. That's my request. But it's going to be a phenomenal event. So definitely something that if you can squeeze that into your schedule, like I think of Alina yesterday talking about how on Thursday, they found out about the training in Arkansas. They drove about 8 hours. She didn't talk about the fact that Chris actually worked all night the night before, got off work, and drove all the way to Arkansas to be at that event. And it completely changed their business and where they're at today. So cannot recommend getting registered, getting involved with that enough. And I'll put the link in the comments. So that's our housekeeping for tonight. And I'll hand it back over to you, to Dr. Kristal.
Thanks. All right. Well, Destin is one of my absolute favorite places in the world. That is my old stomping grounds. My grandparents lived there. I was born there in the area. And so it's a special place for me. So I absolutely love that everybody is going to gather there, and a whole new memory, and what we bring out of there is going to be absolutely incredible. And I don't know, Destiny, we're staying in Destiny by the Sea in a house called Blessed by the Sea. Does it get any better than that? Like, it just feels like there's magic around it, and I don't want you to miss it. So if you can get there, get there. And so that's kind of tonight. Sundays is the coaching call. And although you don't call me coach, we all have a lane here. If you've got one person that you talk to and you pass, like, you're learning right now tonight. I hope you have this mindset. And if you don't, start it now. You're learning to teach it to somebody else, to pass the baton, to help somebody else get to this moment so you can shorten their curve. And if you can shorten their curve, then they get there faster and we all rise. And so learn tonight to teach this to somebody else. And that's all I've done. And so when you do that, you become a coach. You're coaching someone through, you're teaching somebody through something that you learn so you can shorten. Now, what's your intent? Is it to be the most awesome coach? No, it's to help them to keep it so simple, to keep something so simple that they understand it, grasp it, and can do it faster than you can. So I want to teach you something that is special to me, something that I feel I am pretty dang good at. And I'm always getting stretched on it because I can always do it better. But I want to teach it to you. And what it is taking something from a dream or a thought or a wish and moving it along the spectrum. And so what I want you to write this down if you got your notepad. And this just came to me, and my dad, I'm going to see him. He's over here in the right-hand corner of my eye, and I'm going to see him giggle. But here it goes. Wish, want, need, got. Wish, want, need, got. Now, what this is proof that your children do listen to you. So there, Dad. All right? Dang it. Wish, want, need, got. What is that? This is what I've been being taught since I was a little kid. And so that's why I'm good at it, is because I've just been doing it longer. No different than what's happening in here. So wish. Some of us are still we're still in the wish mode. I wish that I could get 5 people through this Eric Worre event. I wish that I could get 5 people to join my team, because how cool would that be that there'd be 6 of us and we'd be a team and we'd be linking arms together and we would be running forward. I wish that could happen. But there's something different between wishing and wanting. Wanting has a little bit more like, no, I want this. right? There's a little change in your voice when you're wishing is kind of dreamy. Want, there's a little bit more edge to it. Like your heart is in a little bit more. Like, I want this. I want those 5 people. And you start maybe writing down some names and it's starting to become more real. Like, no, this could happen. And so if you've been wishing that this Eric Worre 7-day, like, you guys, what we have our hands on is insane. People pay thousands of dollars for what you are getting for free. So you being there is that's not even the question. It's really, the question is, who are you bringing with you? And I'll hit that at the very end. But wishing, what is it going to take to move you to want? Belief. It's belief. Okay. So I started talking about this last Tuesday with my team on a team chat. We all plug into each other, and there's a key there. Are you plugging in when you can to anything that you can? And we started talking, and I talked about something, and it was creating, moving it along this wish, want, need, got. And I said, have you ever had a teenager come in and be like, I can't find my socks? And you're like, they're in your room on the floor. Yeah, I looked, I couldn't find them. That's sort of like us going, I invited everybody on my list. Nobody wants this. And your coach goes, did you move the laundry basket? Right? Did you have a conversation with them? Did you find their need? And you're like, no, go back and do it again. But I already talked to them. I promise you, they didn't get it that that's what you were doing. So you can still talk to them. Go back in there and look again. And the teenager goes in there and they're like, I still don't see it. And you walk in and you kick one thing out of the way and the socks are laying right next to the laundry basket. And they're like, well, you're just lucky. And you're like, no, the odds were I put the socks in the laundry basket. The laundry basket's sitting there. The sweatshirt's over. If I kick that off, see, I saw something and it led me to believe that that's probably where the socks were. So that's what, when your coach is going, I didn't just get lucky enrolling this person. I saw their need on Facebook, or in our conversations, I've been seeing the signs that they'd likely be open to hearing what I'm talking about. And I went right over and I saw the need and I kicked it over. And then I presented this to and they're like, I want what you have. I found the socks. I found the new rep. I found the new, but I went after it. I had to put action in. So we're writing down these names, but are we putting the action in? Are we going and looking for it? And so I'm like, it's no different than have any of you ever in the world of law of attraction or the magic of thinking big or manifesting? It's all the same language. It's just different words. Maybe it's all different languages. You know what I mean. Okay, you get what I'm saying? We're like, if you can attract a front row parking spot, you understand the mentality that it takes to be a chairperson in RX. And you're like, now what? Because it's the same process. Wish, want, need, got. I wish I had a front row parking spot. And instead you're like, I have a front row parking spot. I'm going to drive to the front. And you drive to the front and you're like, wait, where's my front row parking spot? And you put the action in, you go around one more time. and there's a front row parking spot, and you're like, I have favor. I got the front row parking spot. And I'm like, are any of you doing this? Are you manifesting even a parking spot? Because if you can do that, then you can manifest a new rep. So I'm going to bring Ashley Paulsen on. I want you guys to see what happened over this last week. So Miss Ashley Paulsen, can you unmute yourself, my dear?
I sure can. Can you hear me?
I can.
Perfect.
So this is so cool. I want you guys to hear what went down here, because that word belief, don't forget that word. Okay. So Ash, like, I know I drove you crazy this summer. We went on a week trip, and every single time she'd go to park in the back, and I'm like, and I'll let you take it from there, Ash.
Oh, perfect. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. So we did go on a huge road trip this summer. Obviously with COVID and everything happening, it got to a point and Kristal's like, do you want to go on a road trip? Do you want to go hang out, reach out to our teams, get belly to belly? And I was like, absolutely. So I live in Colorado. Dr. Kristal flew in, came up to my house. We went to Gillette, Wyoming, saw a whole bunch of people. We went to Rapid City, South Dakota, went to Mitchell, South Dakota, and we went to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We were in my BMW, and every place we drove up to, she's like, nope, we're not parking right here. I'm like, are you serious? She's like, no, go to the front row. You're going to find a spot. And I'm like, fine. So I drove up there. Sure enough, I found a spot. And it sounds so silly, but she did a teaching this past week, and she said, you deserve the front row parking spot. Even if you have to drive around once, right? Maybe you have to drive around twice. Might just be a little bit more work. It might be a little bit more action, but you're going to get in the front row because we deserve front row parking. And I was like, this is so silly. And it seems so silly at the time. But when you really think about what you're manifesting, when you really think about what is in your mindset, right? So you do deserve front row parking. And so she did this teaching. And I've known Dr. Kristal for 5 years. And she did this teaching about a week ago, and she was talking to our team, and she's like, what are you manifesting? What are you believing? What are you thinking? What are you putting out into the world, right? And so that next day, I had a hair appointment, and I went to my hair appointment, and I pulled up, and in front of the whole row, in front of the hairstylist, in front of the salon, there was one spot. And I'm like, there's my front row. There is my front row. I don't even have to drive around once. I don't even have to drive around twice. There's my front row. And I literally pulled up and I put it in park, and I got out. I put my mask on. Thank you, COVID. Put my mask on, and I took a picture of my car in the front row, and I posted it on our team page. And I said, what are you manifesting? What are you putting out into the world? What is your mindset? What is your thinking? Are you sitting in the front row? Or are you sitting in the back row? Right? It's all in how you think. And so I actually wanted to, today, Coach Palmer put up a post, and it says, as iron sharpens iron, believers sharpen each other. Get around some believers today and watch yourself rise to a new level. And that's exactly what the front row is. If you're not part of this 7-day recruiting challenge, get around people who are, because they're going to put belief in your mind. You're going to deserve to be in the front row. You're going to deserve to be on the 7-day recruiting challenge, and you're going to deserve and be so thankful you did in 2021 when your business is at a whole new level. I promise you.
Absolutely. You rock. Okay. So it gets better. So Ashley is amazing. And like an amazing leader did, she turned around and posted that. So what is that? That is the power of promoting. That is the power of repping. You're building belief for someone else. So she turns around and posts her win, not to be like, look at me, I'm in the front row. She did it to build your belief, because if she can get front row, so can you. So can you. Well, guess what happens? She creates this ripple effect. Now, Miss Jayne Rouse, where are you, my dear?
Right here.
You are. So coincidentally not, Jayne Rouse, amazing woman out in Iowa, where I know it's not 72 degrees, is it?
It was today.
Oh, for the Lord's sakes, it's 72 degrees everywhere except Canada. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, hi, Jayne.
Hello.
So I want her to share with you. I want to steal her thunder because it's just such an amazing story of how this goes down. But I want you to guys to see how this works. And you are part of the ripple. Right now, you hearing this are a part of the ripple. But Jayne, share what happens from there.
Well, first I'd heard Kristal say it and I thought, she's a little cray today, I think, but I believe in her and she's a powerful, strong leader. So I read on the theory of attraction and I thought, okay, well, we'll see. And then when Ashley posted that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to be all in here. So I said, I am getting a new promoter this week. I said it to myself in the morning. I said it out loud. I said it during the day. I said it at night. I told my family repeatedly, and I was intentional about my posting. I shared on my family's sister, our chat in our texting group. And then my sister reached out to me and said, I'm ready. And like, I mean, the trust and the relationship was there, but I hadn't called her and said, are you ready? It worked because you can't just wish it. I was intentional about what I posted and what I posted on Facebook, what I posted in our chat, and I made it happen.
You did. And I was so excited for you because you guys, I don't know if Gina's on here tonight, and if she is, okay, she's a cousin, so I can it's family, so she won't yell at me maybe too much. If she is, Gina, I'm so excited you're here. If she's not, like that, when family who hasn't necessarily believed in what you were doing finally is standing there with you, there's nothing better, right? That was a hard one.
Yeah.
And of all of the people, when Jayne is putting this out there, that it would be Gina, like that's mind blowing. It blows your mind. You're like, wow, God, that was cool. That's so cool. So congratulations, because what happened? Jayne took off of, like Ashley built off of my belief, and then Jayne built off of Ashley's belief. And now Gina is going to build off of Jayne's, right?
Oh, yeah.
But what did Jayne do? She went and posted it too. So the ripple effect continued to grow. So action, she went from wish to want to need to be posting it. She was doing something with it. She kicked the towel over. She kicked the laundry basket over to see if there was something underneath there. See, that's where I think most people get stuck. They do the wish, they do the want, but they won't go to the need. Like you're so afraid to do the little bit extra to get to need. Like you're afraid to need it. I'm telling you, that's where the fire in the belly is. And that's what usually happens at events. So like going to Destin or going to a destination event, that need where you're finally like, I am so sick of settling. I'm so sick of wishing. I'm tired of wanting. I need this to happen for me. But Jayne took this and made it her own without that. Now, I'm telling you, Jayne has not missed events. She's at an event, at an event, at an event. And there was times she went there with no team going, are you sure I should be spending this money going? Well, I don't know, Jayne, are you all in? I'm all in. Well, then you should be going. I don't feel like some of you, that would be hard to tell your downline. And it's not hard for me because I need this to happen for me. I know Jayne needs this to happen. She's all in. Are you really all in? Are you still back on wish? Are you still back on want? Throw yourself into the energy, get around the ripples, and it will move you. The action will take and move you. Now, watch this. Now, he doesn't know I'm going to say this, but that energy excited me and pumped me up. And I ended up attracting in a new promoter, or new rep, Lisa Knigge. I see her on here tonight. She's been watching me from a distance for a while, and all of a sudden it was the right time. And she reached out to me and basically was like, why have you never asked me? Here's the coach who's telling everybody to go through their list. And I've got someone coming to me going, why did you never ask me? And I was like, she's going to laugh. I was like, I got to be honest, it's my own junk. It was my own reason that I didn't ask you. Your friend is in another, your best friend is in another company, and it makes me mad when people approach my friends. So I didn't approach her friend. And she's like, I would have, if I wanted to join her, I would have done it forever ago. I want what you have. And I was like, oh, what a lesson. Don't make decisions for people. Just invite. Thanks, Lisa, for teaching me that. I love you, lady. We're going to have so much fun. But then guess what? The energy continued to ripple. And Daryl Peterson, I see you on here. Now, this is a guy, wish, want, and he needs. I see the fire in his eyes, and it's been growing, and it's been getting bigger. And he sends, we've got this little chat, we're all posting in it, and it's like we've created this little group. Are you creating little groups with people that you're chatting with? He's in it. He caught the fire. He sends a picture sitting down with a prospect yesterday, and guess what? He has a new team member. All of this because Ashley believed in their front row parking spot. That led to Jayne believing in speaking that she was getting a new rep and doing the work, putting in the action, actually repping, actually promoting. Do you get that those are action words? They're titles, but they're action. Promote, promoter, rep, representative, repping, distributor, distributing. Like those are action words. Are you doing the action? Are you kicking the basket? Wish, want, need, got. Can you really, really picture what got looks like? I want you to think about what it would be, what your life would look like when you were in chairperson position. What would it look like if your checking account, and I'm not making an income claim here, but I know this. If you were making whatever, if you had $10,000 this month in earnings from RX, can you imagine that in your checking account? Because if you can't, we're not where we need to be on the wish, want, need, got. Because if you're at need, you're dreaming about what that looks like and you're spending it. You know exactly where it's going. And that's how you get to God, because you go after it. You're hungry, as Les Brown will teach you in a free seminar. So tonight, you have the opportunity this week and over the next 10 days, you really can bring in 5 people, 5 new team members, but you can't be wishing about it. It's time to stop playing small. It's time to stop watching from the sidelines. When we say type all in, there's a reason. There's a neural pathway that triggers. See, you've already said you were all in. All in. 5 people. How are you going to do that? I saw so many of you. I want to say congratulations. You guys are doing such an amazing job. The people doing the 3 and seeing what people say about you. And remember, that is not, yes, it creates a name list, but it also lets you see what your brand, the things that you should be like, that pushes you out there publicly, who you are, how people see you. And you're going to attract in more people like you, and they see that in you. Congratulations on doing that and stepping out of your comfort zone. And I see people doing lives. So awesome. If you haven't done it, it's not too late. Just go do it. Move from wish to want. I want to do one of those videos. Well, then do it. I might screw it up. So what? Delete it. You have no idea how many I've deleted. Like, I'm sure a couple people see it, but it's okay. It wasn't 5,000 or 5 million. It was just a couple. Delete, redo. So think about this. You and your 5 new team members. What if you had one person who you talked to over the next couple days and they got on with you and did the 7-day challenge with you? What does that mean? The likeliness is there would be 12 of you at the end of that time. You just doubled your odds. You just doubled your team because you got one person. See, 1 + 1 wasn't 2, 1 + 1 was 12. Are you going to miss those numbers? Are you going to miss that possibility? If you have any old team members, you reach out to them with a heart of everything we ever wanted, you believed in once. You don't have to believe in me. You don't have to believe in you. But I believe in what is happening. I'm seeing it with my eyes, and I want you to get a piece of it. And after the first day you don't want to do it, then don't do it. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's what will happen. Believe for people when they can't believe themselves. That's really our job. Build belief. So wish, we're done wishing. Who's done wishing? You're done wishing for a great 2020, a life in the rear mirror, right? It wasn't that long ago we were saying all these things. This year's going to be different. Is it? What have you done different? We're done wishing. We're moving on to want. So if you want this, you've got to put in action. You've got to kick over the basket. Go look for the people to join you. All they can say is no. Would you die if they say no? Are you gonna bleed? When we got hurt, my dad would say, "Are you bleeding?" Yes. No. No, nope, I'm not bleeding. Well, then you're fine. Let's go. So if somebody says no, they're not going to get on there. Are you bleeding? No, you're down. Go get around some people that believe. Tie back into that system. Watch somebody else's ripple. See how if they can do it, you can do it. That's all you do. Success is just a bunch of failures linked up with more attempts towards success. Don't be afraid to fail. That's how you succeed. So we're wanting, but who in here needs this? Really, I need this to happen. My family needs this to happen. My heart needs this to happen. Anybody else? Do you feel it in your gut? Like, dang it, it's my turn. It's my time. It's my teams. I want Ashley Paulsen to win. It's more exciting for Daryl Peterson to get that person today. It literally was like, yes, he got a win. I want you to win. I need you to win. That's what builds my belief when you win. Go get it. It's 5 people and you win. And 2021 is different. And RX moves forward and you create a ripple that Arlene impacts Kathy and Terry affects Juanita and Nicole helps Maureen and Dave helps Lance. We're in this together. You're not alone. Stop lone woofing. Enough. We're a pack for a reason because we're stronger that way. And whether you want to be a part of it, you are. We ain't letting you out now. All hands on deck right now. Let's roll. Let's go kick some baskets over and let's go find the people who want to be here. Who wish, want, need? Got it. You got it? We're going to get it. And it's going to be fun. All right, you made me cry. I hope you guys are happy. It doesn't happen very often. Straight up fire from the belly tonight. But I hope you have that in you. I don't hope it. I know you have it in you. That's why you're here. So Miss Andrea, girl, do we have anything else tonight to tie up? If there was an action, if there was an assignment tonight.
I would say the assignment, if you did not watch the Wednesday night special training Zoom, go onto Facebook right now, go into RX Nation, take the time. I know we just had a phenomenal training, but you feel that fire that Kristal just spread, that Jayne just spread, that Ashley just spread, right? We feel it. Well, now it's time to take action. And there's specific action items that we could do this evening, and they're detailed in that Zoom.
Absolutely. Go talk to some people, y'all. Go watch that Zoom. Have an amazing week. This is going to be one of the best weeks of your life. Show up. Show up for yourself. The best week of your life. Let's get it. Mwah.